These prehistoric predators are the kings of America's wetland ecosystem.
Yeah.
They're primarily nocturnal hunters, which I saw firsthand while deep in the Florida Everglades. One splash.
You know what, my friends, look, I love America. I think Florida is one of the most beautiful states. I'm coming to Florida, but I would love to avoid meeting one of those. And I have a question to all of you guys watching. Did you ever saw an alligator? I mean, this is a dinosaur.
Splash at the embankment.
If you ever saw an alligator, leave me a like. These are the most dangerous animals in the United States. My friends, I'm super excited for this one. I know there is a lot of crazy animals in America, but the question is, how crazy can they be? I guess I will find out in a second. Before I go into that, let me ask you for one thing. If you can leave a like, thank you so much. Is the best way to show support. Now, if you can subscribe, well, in that case, forget about it. You make my day. Have that in consideration. Link for the original video in my description, and let's play it.
These are the most dangerous and deadliest creatures in the United States, and today I'm getting face to face with these fascinating animals.
Okay, I was about to make a couple of predictions, but I guess we saw a couple of animals on this introduction. But I'm gonna put another one, the American alligator.
Over the past few months, I've encountered the most dangerous creatures in the United States, a lot of times getting a little bit too close for comfort. The first animal I'm featuring can actually be found right here, and it's something that you're probably afraid of.
What?
That's right, on my hand right here is the infamous black widow spider. In specific, this is the northern black widow. These arachnids are actually incredibly common in their habitat.
Wait, what the hell is this guy doing, my friends? Is this safe by any means?
However, they're rarely encountered by people because, like most spiders, they spend 99% of their time tucked away under rocks and logs. This spider is packed with a powerful neurotoxic venom that's actually 4 times more potent than a rattlesnake's venom. Crazy, right?
4 times more than a rattlesnake?
Right? Bites from this species are rarely ever fatal, but to help some of you out there get over your fear of this spider, I let the black widow walk all over my body to prove that they don't actually want to bite you. It definitely was nerve-wracking, but I escaped without any harm done.
Wow.
Sticking in the Midwest, I've spent a lot of time recently working with the
Okay, sticking on the Midwest. My friends, I love the Midwest, but seems like a lot of crazy animals there.
done.
By the way, you have to show some respect to this guy. I mean, come on.
Sticking in the Midwest, I've spent a lot of time recently working with the most common venomous snake in the United States, the Copperhead. These pit vipers only grow to an average length of about 3 feet and have relatively small venom glands compared to their cousins. But don't let that fool you, a Copperhead bite will still send you to the hospital. This serpent is packed with a hemotoxic venom that destroys red blood cells and tissue. The Copperhead is probably the best snake I've ever worked with when it comes to camouflage, which is why bites are so common with this species. If you live—
Oh my god, I was not seeing the snake. Okay, wait, sorry, this was crazy. I was looking, where is the snake?
camouflage, which is why bites are
I was not seeing the snake at all here. This is impressive.
so common with this species. If you live somewhere where copperheads are present, I hate to break it to you, but they're probably all around you. You just can't spot them. Now, if one thing's true about the copperhead, it's that there are a lot of myths going around about it. But altogether, this is a snake species that you want to admire from a safe distance.
Yeah.
Traveling south to America's—
You know what, my friends, this video actually does not have a lot of views, but I think this guy, wow, he's incredible. My friends, go to his channel, show some love. I mean, you guys can even say that you guys came from André, because at the end of the day, we are reacting to this gentleman, and I'm enjoying this video a lot. I mean, props to him. Of course, I would not be able to do this type of stuff. I'm scared to death. Snakes, spiders, I mean, I'm going to be honest, he is not my thing. But, man, this is a really, really good video so far.
species that you want to
By the way, link on the description if you want to show him some love.
admire from a safe distance. Traveling south to America's dangerous animal headquarters, let's visit the beautiful state of Florida. I've been to Florida 3 times just this
let me predict this. This will be about alligators, right, my friends?
This year on production, and I've never failed to find a ton of water moccasins. This pit viper, which is
Oh man, it's not about alligators. There is crazy, dangerous snakes, I guess. The name is so difficult. Cottonmouth, water moccasin. Yeah, the name tells you. You have to be careful.
closely related to the copperhead, is found throughout the southeastern United States, packed with a much more toxic venom than a
That's a fat boy, and I'm not talking about him, I'm talking about the snake.
copperhead. A bite from this snake is life-threatening. As their name, water moccasins, suggests, they love inhabiting areas close to bodies of water like creeks, rivers, and lakes. I've encountered upwards of 20 of these guys during just one night in the Florida Everglades, so it's safe to say that they are very densely populated in the state of Florida. The Everglades is also home to the most dangerous snake.
So let me recap this. Florida have hurricanes, tornadoes, alligators, crazy snakes. Florida, man. But it's a beautiful state.
In the United States,
It is
the
actually.
eastern diamondback rattlesnake.
And sorry, who is coming to Florida this year? Yeah.
To the most dangerous snake in the United States, the eastern diamondback rattlesnake. I just recently had an encounter with one of these snakes on my most recent trip to Florida, so make sure to stay tuned to see that incredible encounter. But this snake also has an incredibly potent hemotoxic venom. A bite from an eastern diamondback rattlesnake is 100% life-threatening. Eastern diamondbacks are no joke, and they are found throughout the southeastern United States as well. So, as you guys know, I stay mentally sharp on all of my adventures by drinking Magic Mind.
Okay, is the ad too long? I guess it is, right? But I mean, let's show some support.
And now I've been using it for a couple of weeks. The results are still pretty astonishing. My productivity has skyrocketed. I feel like I'm getting my work done about twice as
See, he's not telling you, but if the snake or the spider bites him, this is this is what it takes.
quick as I was when I started using Magic Mind. And my favorite part is still that I'm sleeping better, and that seemed to only improve the more that I drink this product. And whether it's an editing day in the office or I'm out scuba diving or
this
looking for
guy's
animals,
living
it makes a major difference in my mental performance. Now, if you want to see any kind of increase in your productivity or even sleep, I highly suggest that you try Magic Mind. Check out the links in the description and use the code on the screen to get an insane discount on your first subscription.
38% off? Wow.
But now, let's get back to the adventure. Now, we can't visit Florida without saying hi to the locals, and by that I mean the American.
Yeah, we are going to run that part back. We are going to run that part back. We are going to see the Magic Mind again. But pay attention to what comes after that.
Discount on your first subscription. But now, let's get back to the adventure. Now, we can't visit Florida without saying hi to the locals, and by that I mean the American alligator. Basically a real-life dinosaur. These prehistoric predators are the kings of America's wetland ecosystem.
Yeah.
They're primarily nocturnal hunters, which I saw firsthand while deep in the Florida Everglades. One splash.
You know what, my friends? Look, I love America. I think Florida is one of the most beautiful states. I'm coming to Florida, but I would love to avoid meeting one of those. And I have a question to all of you guys watching. Did you ever saw an alligator? I mean, this is a dinosaur.
Splash at the embankment
If you ever saw an alligator, leave me a like.
attracted this massive 10-foot gator. One wrong move and this would have been the worst day of my life. But as long as you give alligators the space that they deserve, you should be fine. Now let's move away from land and into the ocean. Yep, that's right, we're focusing on another one of the most feared predators on Earth, sharks. Sharks have been on the planet for nearly 500 million years, have survived every mass extinction event.
Fun fact, my wife hates sharks. But for some reason, I'm okay with them.
And have remained relatively untouched for millions of
It's just a big fish, you know what I mean?
years. They are the ultimate evolutionary marvel. And although they are incredibly misunderstood, some species can be potentially dangerous, including the notorious bull shark. The bull shark is found throughout much of the eastern coastline of the United States. In the summer, traveling as far north as New England. And pound
Sorry, you know what? I know I'm a new dad because when I see a shark, I think about the music. Baby shark, baby.
per pound, they have the strongest bite force of any shark on the planet.
A great song.
They also have much higher levels of testosterone than other shark species, which gives them a certain level of aggression that isn't seen with other sharks.
What?
Responsible for the most
Testosterone? Did I understood that correct?
planet. They also have much higher levels of testosterone than other shark species, which gives them a certain level of aggression that isn't seen with other sharks. Responsible for
crazy.
the most attacks every year in the United States, the bull shark is a species that strikes fear into a lot of people's minds. I've been in essentially real-life sharknadoes with the bull shark, surrounded by as much as 10 to 12 of them at a single time. However, these animals are incredibly smart and selective, so although this isn't a species you should actively fear, it is one that deserves your utmost respect. Although many people don't think the United States is very biodiverse, we have a plethora of wildlife, including
I actually think a lot of people think that America have a crazy amount of different animals. I did agree with that actually.
a lot of potentially dangerous animals. Between venomous snakes like the copperhead, water moccasin, and eastern diamondback rattlesnake, as well as predators like the alligator, bull shark, and even the hammerhead shark, which I didn't get to touch on in this video, it's safe to say the United States has its fair share of dangerous creatures. And in this video, we just broke down the most dangerous that the United States has to offer. I have a lot of adventures coming up with all of these animals in this video, so make sure to stay tuned for that. I'm Ray Tiller, and I'll see you guys on the next adventure.
Okay, see, this was a great video, my friends. Really, really good. Like I said, show some love to these kids. I mean, incredible stuff. And the video started crazy, you know. Take a look at this. If I ever saw one of those, no matter if I'm in America, or Africa, or whatever, the first thing I do, they might bite me, but trust me, I will still do that. I mean, I don't care. Or maybe, no, but my instinct, I know me. Well, friends, that said, thank you so much for watching this with me. I thought it was a really, really good video. And yeah, see you guys in the next one. Tell me if you ever saw one of those. There is a good chance a couple of you guys may saw at least alligators. But yeah, that said, thank you so much. See you guys in the next one. Bye, my friends.